So all this week, we've been bringing you conversations with women candidates who are now contesting on behalf of their parties for mayoral positions in the 2021 local government elections, because all parties across the spectrum in South Africa are saying they're taking gender parity and representation seriously. Today is no different then. We're going to speak to the Congress of the People, that's COPE's mayoral candidate for the city of Johannesburg, Colleen Makubele, who's with me in studio. Happy Heritage Day. Welcome to Newzroom PM. So you guys had your manifesto launch today. Briefly, for those who missed it, what are your promises in this election, especially in Johannesburg?
Thank you, Thembekile, and thank you for having me here. Before I start, can I pay tribute to the late mayor? I've worked with him at the city of Joburg. I chair one of the boards there in the entity, and humble servant, and will always remember him. Thank you so much for having me here. Very exciting time. We're excited about the elections. We're looking forward to the 1st of November. COPE has come back, revived, refreshed, with a new vision, new leaders. We're looking at GBV, one of our strongest deliverables that we want to ensure that we implement tangible programs, not just to create awareness, to sing slogans, but we want people to have preventative measures and also reactive measures to assist those that are already victims. That is close to our heart. Second, we are looking at growing the economy. We need an inclusive economy in Joburg, and that's going to include SMMEs with a special focus on women, on youth. We've already started to identify the areas where we could bring in investment, both local and international. We're excited about that. Should we get the mandate as well to govern the city of Joburg, we'd like to focus on the smart city. You know, we're in the 21st century, fourth industrial revolution. This is Joburg, the economic hub of Africa. There's no reason why we can't be receiving services digitally. There's no reason why our citizens cannot enjoy what other world-class cities are enjoying in terms of connectivity, e-learning, service delivery that is prompt, roads that are monitored and managed technologically, crime. We're going to reduce crime through smart city programs. We're going to have cameras, and that also assists even with women that are at home, women that are walking around the streets. We want Joburg to be watched, to be visible. We also want to focus on housing. You know, technology is going to assist us to fast-track the delivery of housing. We know that our people are out there, have been waiting for the past 30 years for houses and decent living, and it hasn't. But good governance is one of the areas we want to really strengthen and instill discipline in the city. I'll
ask you about good governance in a moment. I want to get back to the idea of a smart city, because the ANC has been speaking quite passionately about that as well. But many a Johannesburg resident will tell you that at this point they don't even care for a smart city. What they want is a system, a city that is able to deliver accurate water bills, accurate meter readings for electricity. How do we get those fundamentals right, given A, the backlog in unpaid debt, and B, the mess up on the side of the council itself, which is not giving people the correct readings?
Thembekile, that comes back to the smart city. What the smart city means is that you enable these processes using technology. There's no reason why you should be getting a wrong bill in this day and age. We should have smart meters that are able to track your consumption, that are able to tell you exactly what is your bill, and you can see where is your consumption and where to reduce it. And smart city is important to the people, but when we break it down to them to say, look at the impact of COVID. For 4 months or so, we had children sitting at home who could not connect, who could not be educated. If we had online learning, if we had e-learning for the children, they should have been able to be educated. Crime, for instance, we've been trying to combat crime manually for the past, I don't know how many years. We don't have enough policing force. Yes, we can have visibility here and there, but it's not enough to keep our citizens safe. Only technology can bring that kind of safety. Real-time watching, you connect if there's something happening, the police respond real-time. So those are the things that we would like our citizens to understand. And bear in mind that as COPE has been in the city of Joburg for the past 9 months or so, we have actually advanced under economic development, the smart city program. For the first time, and you're right, it's been in the books for the past 15 years or so, talk, no implementation. For the first time, we have SMMEs that have been appointed to look at smart city programs. We are going to implement technology around energy. You've spoken about that. Transport, how do we monitor our roads? How do we make sure that we provide safe roads, nicely surfaced roads, using technology to assist us real time to see where the issues are, etc. So there's a lot of exciting things. 250 SMMEs have been appointed already. And this is under the leadership of COPE and myself through the MTC where we sit. So it does impact to the heart of job creation, to the heart of service delivery, to e-learning, to healthcare. Everything in our society going into the 21st century will be permeated by that. But we also know that there's bread and butter issues that we need to deal with. We still have to touch the lives of our people through decent living and housing.
On the SMMEs, we know even when Treasury speaks, they're identified as a key driver to South Africa's economic growth. But across the government spectrum, SMMEs say when they do business with government and the various metros, you wait longer than the prescribed time to receive payment. What that then means is that the SMMEs are not able to enjoy longevity in their space because without the money they shut down. How are you going to address that? And the second part to that question is, what are you going to do to avoid contracts going to the same people over and over again, often politically connected people?
I love that question. Having been an entrepreneur myself, an SMME, and having had to shut down my company, having had to let people go that I had employed, watch them not being able to feed their families, it's a very, very painful thing. I know the pain of a dream that is shattered. And as COPE, we understand that. There's a report, National Treasury report, that came out, 20,000 SMMEs that have not been paid to the tune of 1.4 billion. And those are the things that we want to deal with. Because of the leadership that we have that doesn't understand what it's like to be on the other side, there is no empathy to the people. As COPE, we're bringing that empathy because we're expertise, we bring the professionalism, we come from the business sector, we come from the corporate sector, we know how things are supposed to be done. And you raised another important question, how do we avoid people getting the same repeated contracts? We are coming in as young professionals who understand what it's like to be out there to say, let's clean up the political space. Let's remove this connected politician, you must get jobs because you know somebody. We want the right people that have the right skills to be in the right place. And that is the reviving message and the renewal message of COPE that is coming in. COPE itself has started bringing us young, fresh leaders in. When we go into government, we're going to bring in new service providers who qualify to be there. People that have the passion to deliver, people that have the expertise to deliver. It's not going to be nepotism and chauvinism as usual.
As easy as that? Because to run a campaign, you need the support of people who come in and help. And that's often how systems of patronage are born. So people say, I put an X into Colleen's success if you do eventually become Johannesburg mayor. Therefore, I expect a payout or some sort of position in kind. So is it not naive to think that you're not going to be in a position as a metro council or as a leadership of the metro where you too have to appoint people based purely on political considerations?
Let me tell you the exciting part about COPE and where we are right now. I think it's one of the few parties that are not encumbered by political favors. It's one of the few parties that have not had this burden of having to repay favors. Look at our campaign, how it's going. We are going digital at this space, and we are building up our resources as we go along. You haven't seen us being visible as we would like to be because we build our resources internally. Our members are coming up, contributing, etc. But we are using the digital space. We are using platforms like this to send our message so that we don't end up being bound and being encumbered because somebody is owed a favor. We are guarding very, very closely around that, and our leadership has been very clear from the beginning. Anyone who wants to contribute is because of the message that they believe in, it's because of the new COPE that they believe in, it's because of the leadership that they believe in, not that they want to hook us and cage us for their own self-interest.
Can I ask you a question I asked the Good Party's candidate for the Tshwane Metro, and it was about the ambitions. Yes, you're a mayoral candidate, but in a realistic view, given the size of COPE currently in Johannesburg, are you looking at more really actually winning or more of a cementing of your position in the metro's politics with the view of gradual growth and ultimately possibly becoming the holders of the mayorship?
Temekile, look at my track record. I go for it to win. I would not be sitting here if I had a half-baked dream about this. I think COPE has come in at the right time. It has revived itself at the right time. We are the right party that has not been clouded by any corruption, anything of, that we have seen in the past. All the other parties that are talking have been there. DA has been there. What did they do? EFF has been there. What did they do? Action SA, Mashaba has been there. What did he do? We are fresh. We are saying, give us an opportunity. We are in it to win. And we're looking forward to taking over the city of Joburg.
Colleen Makubele, we look forward to speaking to you then after Election Day on November 1st to see if you will indeed be mayor. For now, thank you so much for being on Newzroom Afrika.
Thank you, Tembekile. I appreciate it. Thank you.